Rich, thank you. Well, May is Better Hearing and Speech Month. Survivor contestant Nina Poersch was diagnosed with a hearing loss at 39 years old. Joining us this morning, Nina Poersch and Dr. Daniel Zeitler to tell us why you shouldn't wait to see your doctor if you think that you suffer from hearing loss. Good morning to you both. Thank you for coming on. And I know it's something that a lot of people don't want to talk about because it has to do with that aging process, but it is something that we have to talk about. So how common is hearing loss among American adults?
So it's absolutely something we need to talk about. Hearing loss is probably present in about half of the population over the age of 60. It certainly gets more common as we age, probably 80% of 80-year-olds. But frankly, many young people now are starting to suffer from hearing loss. The rate of fastest rise in our country are in the 18 to 30-year-olds. So this is not just a disease of the old and elderly. It is now a disease of the young and the baby boomers.
So I'll ask you this. What are some of the early warning signs that your hearing may be impaired?
Sure. So the first thing that may happen is people start to have small little problems. I can't hear on the telephone. Can you please turn the volume up on the television? Things can get more severe. They may start to have problems at work. They may start to have trouble holding a job. Their income may go down. And then in severe cases, people will start to become socially isolated. They don't enjoy going out in public. They get scared because they're not going to be able to hear their friends and family talk to them in a restaurant or a crowded place. And in the most severe of cases, people can actually become clinically depressed because they're so scared and socially isolated.
So why aren't people seeking treatment? And what's the danger of letting hearing loss go untreated?
Sure. People don't seek treatment probably for a number of reasons. First of all, they choose not to believe they have a problem. And oftentimes, even if they do think they have a problem, they don't know what to do about it. We do know now that untreated hearing loss is a risk factor, not only for social isolation and loss of productivity in the workplace, like I already mentioned, but now we know that hearing loss that goes untreated can be an independent risk factor for new onset dementia. So there are a number of reasons, both social, mental, and personal, to have hearing loss checked and treated.
And Nina, I got to ask you this. How long have you been hearing impaired, and how has that impacted your life?
I started to lose my hearing at age 39. By age 44, I was severe to profound hearing loss. And at that point, decided that I needed to do something about it because I was having difficulties understanding what people were saying. I was afraid to go out in public. I didn't want to go into any kind of social situations where people were going to talk to me because I was not going to be able to hear them and answer them back correctly. So at that point, I went in and I got a hearing aid. The hearing aid did not help me because all it did was raise the volume, and that's not what I needed. And that's when the cochlear implant came into play, because the cochlear implant clarifies speech for you. So I was able to get my first implant about 6 months after I went in for my initial testing and got my cochlear implant. The cochlear implant clarified speech for me 100%. I was not fearful anymore. I could go out, I could understand what people were saying to me, and it gave me back my confidence. And that was a lifesaver right there, being able to talk about, or being able to understand speech.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And I know that you are part of the Million Ear Challenge. We've got the details on our website, newsforjax.com. To learn more, just go to the main page. Also go to the morning show section. We've got everything you need to know to take part in that Million Ear Challenge right there.